Hi there. This is the first teaching video. I've actually done some teaching videos already, but I'm getting organized now and doing them in a really methodic kind of way of what you need to know in order to be calm during conflict. So this is number one. And the first thing you need to know is why you're not calm during conflict. Because if you want to solve a problem, you need to understand it. So first, just in general, why aren't we calm during conflict? Because we're having reactions, feelings and thoughts that come up for us. We are triggered, whether lightly or big time. We're anxious. We're attached to a certain something that we feel needs to happen right now. So all of those different reactions and feelings are connected to fighting reality, wanting reality to be different than it is. And that actually is the source of most of our, maybe even all of our suffering in life. We want reality to be different than it is. And in the next teaching video, I'll be talking about radical acceptance. But I'll just give you a little teaser here that it's not about saying, yeah, this is great. Acceptance is not about saying, oh yeah, I love this, and there's nothing I need to do, everything's wonderful. No, but noticing that we fight reality and that makes our lives so much harder. Okay, so when we fight reality, we're doing it on automatic pilot. Just like when we eat, we're not aware of how the food looks and smells and tastes and the sensation of it in our mouths, and as we swallow it, we're not aware. We're somewhere else. We can eat a whole meal and really not experience it, enjoy it, be connected into whether we want it. Okay, and when we go somewhere, when we drive somewhere or walk somewhere or take the bus somewhere, we don't notice the journey at all. And we can say, how did I get? We can get to a place and go, I don't really remember how I even got here, because we live in automatic pilot. We basically build a house, build this building out of our thoughts, which is nothing, and then we live there as if that's the real world. And those are thoughts usually about the past and the future, and they're not about now. And we forget that we are here. We're here and we're now. So that automatic pilot of just going and doing whatever we're doing without connecting into where we're at, what we're thinking, what we're experiencing, what we're sensing. And that's how we are also during conflict. We're having all these reactions and all these thoughts and feelings and all these parts of us that are insisting that things be like this, that other person be like this, or that I be like this. And we just act from there without even noticing what is pushing us to act. So that's why we're not calm during conflict. And I want to give you a little bit of homework because the way we learn is by practice in our lives. All of this is about practice. And when I say the word practice, I don't only mean like we practice math or we practice the piano. I mean that it's a practice, that it's something we do over and over and over again. And it becomes more and more part of us. But I've been meditating for decades, and it's still a practice that I need to apply in my life. So here's your first homework. Your first homework is be curious about your reactions during conflict. See if you can have a little part of you that's going, what's going on with me right now? What are my thoughts? What are my feelings? And we'll get more into this as we talk about self-soothing. But just for now, just be curious. See if you can notice. You may notice a lot of criticism of yourself or of the other person. Usually if we're feeling really critical and angry at the other person during conflict, there's something hidden underneath it that's critical and angry of ourselves. We may have this thought or feeling that we need that person to be different, or we require ourselves to be different. And again, if we're not validating ourselves, then we're not usually validating the other person. We may be feeling pain, grief, anger, guilt. And your job while you're doing this is just to notice, okay? Now sometimes it can be really hard. We may choose to do this during the conflict, but then we'll find one day we'll go, oh, I said I was going to do that and I'm not. So the idea is, if you can do it during the actual conflict, that's wonderful. If you can't, then as soon as you remember, oh yeah, I had this intention to notice what my reactions are during conflict, but I'm not doing it. As soon as you remember that, do it looking back. It doesn't matter how long ago it was, and maybe you won't be able to do it right that moment where you remember. So make some time for yourself, and it can be a week later, or you can look at some other conflict that you've had more recently and see if you can kind of think backwards and see where was my thoughts? Where were my thoughts? What reactions was I having? And it can be really good also to write about this. Whatever method that you love for getting in touch with your thoughts and feelings, use it about this. Okay, so let me know what you think about all these ideas that I'm saying in here. Ask me your questions, respond. If you want to go live with me and talk about some of this, let me know. I would love to do that. And I'll be putting another live teaching video up in this group sometime this week. And this video will also go in the units, all right? And I'll be explaining all that in the feed of the group. Thanks for being here, and see you. Take care.